Let's talk about a command you've probably typed 1,000 times, cd. It seems so simple, right? But it's actually hiding a really cool little secret. So what's really going on when you hit enter?
I mean, think about it for a second. If you didn't have a mouse or any fancy windows, just a blinking cursor on a black screen, how would you even get around? How would you find your files? Well, that's the exact problem the command line was built to solve. And to really get our heads around this, let's use an analogy. Just imagine that your computer's entire file system is this huge, sprawling building, and every single folder, that's a room. When you first open your terminal, you're basically just standing in one of those rooms.
So, if we're in a building, we're going to need a way to get from room to room, right? That's where we'll start, just the absolute basics of moving around.
The key to all of this is a tiny two-letter command, cd. It literally just stands for change directory. In our building metaphor, that just means moving from the room you're in to a different one. So let's say you're standing in a hallway and you see a door with a sign that says Documents. To walk through that door, all you have to do is type cd documents. Boom, you've just changed rooms. It's as simple as that. Okay, but what if you want to leave that room and go back out into the hallway you came from? Well, that's what cd ... is for. Those two little dots basically mean the place that contains my current place. It's like taking one step backward, out the door you just came through. All right, walking from room to room is fine, but what if you're like 10 rooms deep in the building and you want to get back to the front lobby instantly? Or what if you just want to pop back into the room you were just in a second ago? For that, we've got some pretty magical shortcuts.
First up is cd2, using that little tilde symbol. You can think of this as your own personal express elevator. It doesn't matter how lost you are, how deep in the building you've gone, you type this command and bam, you are instantly back in your home room. It is a total lifesaver.
And then we have cd-. Now this is different. This is like the back button on your web browser. It doesn't take you to one specific place, it takes you to the last room you were in. This is so useful when you're jumping back and forth between two different spots.
So let's just quickly put them side by side. cd/ is your go home button. It's a fixed destination, it always takes you to the same place. But cd-, that's your go back button. It's a relative destination. It depends entirely on where you were just one step ago. Both are super powerful, but they solve totally different problems. Okay, so we've got the basics down, we've got the shortcuts, but now we get to the really fun part, the little secret I mentioned at the very beginning.
And it all comes down to this one question that kind of changes everything. We've been using cd like it's a tool, a program we're running. But is it?
You can try this yourself. If you go into your terminal and you type which cd, and that's a command that's supposed to find programs for you, you know what you get back? Nothing. Just a blank line. The system can't find it. And that is the big secret.
The reason you get nothing back is because cd isn't some separate program file living on your computer. It's what's called a shell built in. It's a fundamental power that is baked right into the terminal, the shell itself.
And there's this great quote that really captures the idea perfectly. It's like a magic elevator that only the terminal can control. And it has to be this way. Think about it. cd changes the very state of the terminal, your current location. An outside program can't just reach in and change the terminal's mind. Only the terminal itself can change where it's located.
So after all this moving around and uncovering secrets, what's the most important thing to walk away with? Let's nail down the crucial takeaway. And here it is. This is so important. When you type cd, you're not changing any files. You're not modifying the building at all. The only thing you are doing is changing your own point of view, your position inside that building. It's a totally passive action.
So let's wrap this all up. Here's what you need to remember. Your computer, it's a building made of folders. cd is how you walk between the rooms. The tilde and the dash, those are your magical shortcuts, your express elevator and your back button. And the big reveal? cd isn't a program you run, it's a built-in superpower of the terminal itself.
Okay, so you've basically mastered navigation. You can get anywhere you want inside this giant building super fast and super efficiently. But once you get into a new room, how do you actually see what's inside it? Well, that's a great question for our next explainer. Thanks for joining me.